Indian mafia. They're everywhere.
Sonny, there's no secret network of Indians reporting back to your mob. Don't worry about him, okay? He's a professional. Come on, let's go.
Congratulations on directing Plan B.
Thank you.
It's so awesome to see you behind the, in the director's chair for this one.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a movie where the lead character had your name?
Exactly. I was going to say, finally, I'm not the help.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Well, I wanted to know, was that in the script or did you change it? Because the two writers were not Latino. So I was like, wait a minute.
So we had to recast the role like 3 weeks before we started shooting, and we found Victoria, and we changed the role to Latinx at that point. Yeah. So we kept the spirit of what the role used to be. It used to be an Asian American girl, and so we kept the character is the same, but we just changed her because we found Victoria, and Victoria was incredible. So then we changed it to Lupe.
Of course, I love that, Victoria, your name is Lupe on the show, like myself. Yay! Finally, a Lupe that's not the help.
Yes, exactly. We love this Lupe.
I mean, nothing wrong being the help, but there's a lot of Lupes, in all kinds of professions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, congratulations on the film. It's called Plan B, and it's not about anything else. It's about the what they call it, the morning after pill. And you have to go chasing it around. It's the kind of movie that conservatives are going to find appalling, right?
Hell yeah.
Makes some people mad.
It's not shy about it either, I think, which is great.
Yeah, they're very already vocal, which is so funny. Like I like to make this distinction. Like she's not pregnant. Like she's just afraid that she may be, know?
She can't get a Plan B, which is a morning after pill, because of not the prejudice, but the conservative views of a pharmacist who happens to be East Asian American.
It's a law. It's actually it's a conscience clause law where pharmacists are allowed to deny anybody, contraception if it goes against their personal beliefs.
I love that the two leads, East Asian American, Latino American, because it doesn't really get talked about how, especially in the two cultures, how shame is a big deal. And they talk about that in the movie. So I love that that's such a different take on something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really great thing to bring up too, because specifically for Lupe, she grew up in a very religious Mexican household. Her dad's a pastor, and she's constantly getting shamed and kind of criticized on her appearance and what she's doing, what she's into. And I think that's really relatable for, a lot of Latinos everywhere.
I think it's an amalgamation of, and different Indian Americans will have different experiences watching it and different understandings of this relationship. But for me, like, it's kind of a combination of, sure, sexism in society, but also like this expectation of how your immigrant parents are supposed to see you. Mm-hmm. And for me, I think I convinced myself because of Western media tropes, stereotyping, and what I thought my mom was supposed to be, or how I thought she thought. I thought she was stricter than she actually was, rather than investigating the question of like, hey, what do you actually believe? And let me really share myself with you so we can figure each other out. I just kind of assumed that she was a very strict person. And not until way later, I realized that we actually can talk about some of these things if I'm just really open about it. And I think Sunny, for me, the way I approached it, I think Sunny had a very similar thing where she assumed a lot of the things that her mom would believe without actually inquiring.
I could get pregnant. My mom's gonna kill me, and then she's gonna kill herself. It's gonna be a murder-suicide, and my head is killing me. That could be TSS.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I think being a child of an immigrant is a thing for a lot of people in this country of all ages. It's an adjustment in America, and you're an American and you have all of your American experiences, but there's also this other part of like not only what it's like communicating with your parents, but meeting your parents' expectations and thinking about the things that they sacrificed for you, and also who you want to be and how you want to be different than them or the same as them, and how different the cultures are and what is expected of you. It's not a very easy road to navigate, and I thought it was when I read the original script, that was a big part of it, and that was really exciting to me. That it was something for them to navigate, but it wasn't what the movie was about. It was just part of their lives, and I really liked that a lot.
Partying and drinking. I feel so stimulated. Is this what white privilege feels like?
So I want to mention there's one particular scene for Sunny. What was it like, without giving it away, what was it like being up close and personal with a certain something?
I see. Yeah, for anyone, I'm just gonna call it the penis scene, okay? If you want to know what the penis scene is about, you're gonna have to watch the movie. But in a couple words, that scene for me was transformative, silly, a little disturbing, overall, very fun.
Yeah, we were all watching it. I'm going,
And it didn't feel porny. It just felt silly. And that feels great.
That was so fun for everybody to do. All the actors were so excited to do that scene. And it was, we shot, it was all night shoots, and it was cold, and it was at night, and the crew, we still had such a blast because it was so funny. Every night we laughed literally till the sun came up. And Moses Storm, who is in the scene that you're talking about, is one of the funniest people on the planet. And then him and Kuhu and Victoria together are so funny. But like, for me, that, that was the thing that I was like, I've never seen anything like this in a movie where girls are the lead. And I want to do that. I want to have that moment where you're like, no, oh my God. And I really want that. It's important to me to do that. And also, male nudity is very funny. So that was important for me to do, and I'm really excited that they let me do that. I can't believe anyone let me do that, but I'm excited that they did.
So what was the reason for wanting to direct this project? Was it because of the whole cultural references? It kind of brings, we've had plenty of raunchy comedies, right? But does the cultural references kind of make it something different, or?
Well, look, I had never directed a feature before, and I never thought that anyone would let me. And so this script came. I came across this script, and I knew that they were looking for a director, and I knew that it was a slim chance, but I saw a lot of potential in it, not only because I had never seen, A, women, and then B, women of color as the leads in a movie like this, in a teen like quest comedy rated R movie. That's very rare. I mean, Booksmart came out a few years ago, and that sort of was the first time that there was women in these roles, which is crazy. And so I knew that was important. And on top of the fact that these were, women of color, but also in all these movies that we grew up watching, that I loved watching, the quest that they have is always like, I got to get alcohol for the party, or I got to get to the good party. Like in Booksmart, for example, the quest in this has all the same crazy R-rated, insane, amazing, funny stuff. But the quest in this one is just basic healthcare, which is a very real problem. And the stakes are actually real and high. And I had never seen that before. And so I was really excited to bring that to life.
Yeah, that's what I liked about the film, that it brings up issues that most people don't talk about.
Yeah.
Now, directing, is it something you want to focus on, or you want to do the dual thing? Will you direct yourself in a movie coming up?
Who's that? Is that
That's
your dog?
my little doggy Wiley. Say hi.
Wiley.
Say hi. Say hi, doggy.
I love both. I love acting. I love directing. I love writing as well. I just like creating, and to me, they're all kind of similar in that I'm just kind of making something out of nothing. Directing is a lot more responsibility and a lot longer time, so I have to be a little bit more selective about it. But I really love doing all of it.
And what was it like working with Natalie? We know her mostly as an actress, but she's gone behind the camera, and we can see a lot of the influence. Well, I know the script wasn't written by her, but I can feel like she's got very witty dialogue when she does her movies. And shows. So I could see a little bit. How much of it does she bring into it?
I think overall it was just such a collaborative experience. Like no opinion was too far fetched or too different to be considered. And from the beginning, the conception of auditioning and casting, it felt like she was very collaborative with her actors even during callbacks. So she's, to me, truly the most multi-hyphenate artist that I know, and is really able to like bring her artistry in every medium that she is part of. It's great.
And for you, Victoria?
Best on everything, and it shines and comes through. I'm really happy you brought that up.
I feel like it's going to be very like even like the small snippets I've seen, I'm like, this is so Natalie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just so witty. I could hear the banter. Like that's her,
Yeah.
Between the two friends.
Yeah, it's nice to also have somebody connect and relate to these characters behind the camera. It helps so much, and obviously you noticed it. So I think that's super awesome.
Now the banter is great and it's funny here. Did you let the actors improvise? Did you guys work with them?
Yeah,
as far as kind of changing the dialogue, it felt so natural.
Yeah, we did. I mean, the writers were great, and we definitely followed the script, but there was a lot of room for improv and a lot of room for alts and jokes and making it. The mission was always to make it feel as grounded and as real as possible, and as so it feels exactly like what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, I can sense. I was like, "That's Natalie," because I watch. I love watching your shows and your banter, and I was like, "That's Natalie. That's Natalie."
That's funny.
All right, well, congrats.
Certainly a lot of, if you know my work, you probably could sense a lot of me in this movie for sure. It's a big labor of love for sure.